My name is Misterio, and I represent Mexico. It's incredible, man, to be able to represent your country, the country that pretty much was a witness to seeing you in action for the very first time, and now you're traveling around the world representing Mexico and the people. You know, it's incredible. This ain't the first tournament that I've been a part of where I represent my country, and I've won the previous ones, so I'm looking forward to winning for this one. My strategy is, I shouldn't say it's undercover, or I can't give any secrets out, but I mean, it's pretty generic when it comes down to an opponent like Alberto. I know what I need to do to beat him because I've been there before. I've beat him before, but I also got to be aware of his strategy because he's been able to take me down a couple times, and I don't want that to happen during this segment. His qualities are wow. I mean, we're talking about a second-generation wrestler that comes in with a lot of power, a lot of height, a lot of psychology advantage. But I do think that I have the upper hand when it comes down to the amount of years that we've both been in this profession. You know, that's where I take the lead. So I think I'm going to use that to my advantage and secure the W. Yo soy Rey Misterio y sí les puedo asegurar que yo voy a ser el ganador de esta Copa Mundial. Boyacá 6.
All right, back to the Pro Wrestling World Cup Mexican qualifiers. This is one I've been looking forward to for quite some time. These two have wrestled nearly 100 times. You see the height difference and the weight difference, but it's all going to come down to the experience versus the venom. This one's going to be good.
These fans obviously know both of these guys very well, almost as well as they know each other. It'll be very interesting to see who the Coventry Skydome supports as these two collide. All right, here we go. A former WWE champion, among many, many other things.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is single match set for one fall. It is also a qualifier in the Pro Wrestling World Cup first round. Coming to the ring at this time from San Luis, Mexico, weighing tonight at 230 pounds. He is a former multiple world heavyweight champion, Alberto El Patron!
Well, get on your feet for Alberto El Patron, my former League of Nations running mate, one of my favorite people in the world, and let me tell you, this man is an absolute star.
Absolutely a great submission wrestler. He's going to use those long limbs and that height advantage against arguably the greatest luchador of all time.
Fewer tougher guys on this planet than Alberto El Patron.
Ain't that the truth?
Rey Mysterio has
The amigo.
a heck of a job in front of him
The
here.
amigo. The lads. The lads.
There you go. Good to see you, baby.
Why do I always fall for that fake handshake thing?
No one likes you. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponents from San Diego, California, USA, weighing tonight at 170 pounds, the living legend, Rey Mysterio!
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a longtime Lucha Libre fan or this is your first endeavor into the art, this man right here is brought it to all four corners of the world. No one does it better than Rey Mysterio.
Professional wrestling is highly subjective and everyone has their own opinion, but in my personal opinion, Rey Mysterio and Alberto El Patron are the two greatest Mexican wrestlers in history. And how incredible is it that they are meeting in the first round of the Pro Wrestling World Cup here at WCPW.
And it's important to notice the nuances. For instance, both men wearing red, and that, of course, is a color of power. And don't let that be overlooked. Both these men have egos. There's a lot of pride on the line, a lot of machismo.
You go to Mexico City and they are split 50-50 on who's their favorite, Rey Mysterio or Alberto El Patron.
And make no mistake about it, both of these guys, although they've done so much in their career, this is a new thing, this 64-man Pro Wrestling World Cup. Both of these two desperately want to represent Mexico in the finals, but as you say, one of them is going out in the very first round. It's unbelievable.
Incredibly unlucky for the pair of them to have drawn each other as opponents. They are literally 1 and 2 in Mexico. There is no doubt about that. Huge stars, incredible ability. They've won championships around the world at every company you can imagine, and this is it. They're facing off right here in WCPW.
While I have a minute, want to shout out the Crash Luchas in Tijuana, of course run by our good friend Conan, a tip of the cap to Conan and everything that he has done for Lucha Libre.
Rey Mysterio smiling as he faces Alberto El Patron for nearly 100 times, right?
Yeah, I believe about 80 times or so these two have wrestled. That's been documented. Who knows how many times they've had matches where the arena's been empty. Perhaps they're just there to work out, or perhaps they run into each other and say, hey, what do you say we have a little bit of a fight?
This one's getting underway. Rey Mysterio, perhaps the calmest man I've ever met.
Yes.
The same cannot be said for Alberto El Patron, perhaps the most hot-headed man I've ever met. And that plays into both their strengths. That really feeds their ego.
To the uninitiated eye, Alberto will have the size and strength advantage. But listen, Rey Mysterio's been an underdog his entire career. As you can see on Rey's gloves, the Lucha Underground emblem there.
Given that Mysterio knows El Patron so well, do you think he'll try and play into that hot-headed character, try and get him to make a mistake?
No doubt whatsoever that that's what he's thinking. All the fun and games at the beginning of this matchup, they ain't going to last forever, because believe me, there is a lot of stake. There we go. This one's close to breaking down. They will handshake at the end. They will handshake in the locker room, but right now we are expecting a fight.
And that's a great point. You know, with all the respect between the luchadors, once you step in between the ropes, Stu, you're right. It's all about advancing.
You think either of these men wants to go back home to Mexico City and say they lost?
No way.
In the World Cup, they lost representing their company.
Oh, God. Here we go.
The ego of Alberto El Patron getting the better of him, and Rey Mysterio capitalizing. And look at this, hard shot to the face.
Here we go. Rey's going to need to use his speed to offset the size and strength advantage that his opponent brings in this match. And there's that speed right there with the baseball slide. Bates El Patron in. Here we go.
Mysterio's going to go for the 619, and El Patron knew to get out of there as fast as he possibly could.
Too fresh for that at this stage, but it's mind games. He knew what he was going for, and now El Patron at 6s and 7s. West Coast pop to the outside.
This crowd loving these greatest hits of Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio getting the early advantage in this matchup.
And you'll notice Rey Mysterio seems to be chewing gum there, and that, of course, helps with Rey's conditioning, keeps his breathing on pace.
It also tastes good.
Mysterio is headed to the top.
Oh boy. And Rey is hung up. Look at that right leg. It's hung up underneath the turnbuckle. Rey has had a history of knee injuries, and Alberto knows it.
Alberto El Patron, the first to capitalize on anything like that. An incredibly aggressive man, one of the most aggressive performers I've ever been in a ring with.
Took those 3 shots just viciously, did El Patron, as he puts Mysterio now on the top turnbuckle.
Oh, wait a minute. No way. Come on now. We talked about this.
He's trying to humiliate Rey Mysterio.
The mask is the most sacred thing in all of Lucha Libre. For Alberto El Patron to try to be unmasking Rey Mysterio, that takes things past just advancing into the qualifiers. That's sending a message.
Yeah, the tone of this one just changed as El Patron goes crashing into the ring post.
Look at the faces on the people in the crowd. smiles.
Mysterio on the top again. El Patron has not seen him, doesn't know where he is. Here comes Mysterio with a headbutt from the top.
Shades of Mil Mascaras, which of course hang on cover here. Leg hook, referee down just a 2. Mil Mascaras, of course, the uncle of Alberto El Patron, the son of Dos Caras.
That headbutt catching El Patron right on the jaw. He's gone glassy-eyed already.
Yeah, El Patron is in some difficulty here as Mysterio is going to charge at him, but maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was playing possum because he sent Mysterio into that middle turnbuckle.
That was a game changer. Rey Mysterio unable to stay on his feet at this point. Oh, wow, look at that landing to the concrete.
Sliding across the ring and stomach first onto the hard floor.
Alberto El Patron, as much as a showman that he is a true predator, and I guarantee you at this point he is smelling blood.
Mysterio getting slowly to his feet. El Patron's going to take him. Where's he going? Up to the staging area. What is this? Well, this is not a hardcore match like we saw a few minutes ago.
Steve Linsky's lost all control of this one.
Goodness knows what would happen if this was a double countdown. Presumably the winner of the next match would get a bye and go straight to the finals. Referee is not counting though. Looks like he's going to be lenient here. Let this one play out.
Let's see how El Patron can capitalize here.
It's Patron now who's going to the top, trying to get this crowd behind him, but he's taking time here.
And of course, Patron likes to use that Destiny armbar submission hold. Clubbing forearm.
Yeah, Mysterio it's struck in the side of the head. El Patron will go for the cover and he'll get 2, but he'll only get 2.
Now this is smart, Stu, and I know you agree, larger opponent, use this hold to wear down your smaller opponent, no?
Undoubtedly, Rey Mysterio's biggest asset is his speed, his movement, his aerial abilities, and he's got none of that right now. And as you say, Alberto El Patron using that strength and weight advantage to just wear him down.
Winner of this one going to face the winner of the next match, which will be El Hijo de Dos Caras against Juventud Guerrera, the final first round match in the Mexican qualifiers coming up next.
And El Patron, I noticed, keeps favoring that nose of his. Perhaps he caught a stray elbow or a head to it at some point, and that is obviously going to be affecting his breathing.
Again, hung upside down as Mysterio. El Patron making the most of those free shots.
Look at that aggression. I sense something, Alberto El Patron. He wants to finish this matchup as quickly as he can. He's not happy. Something's bothering him. So keeps grabbing that nose.
Yeah, Stu, looks to be a little bit of blood trickling down as well. Okay.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Mysterio using the trunks to pull El Patron, who was maybe going to go for that double foot stomp. Mysterio on the top again, another West Coast pop. He'll go to the ropes, and El Patron will cut him off.
And it looks to me that wow, sunset flip.
Kick to the side of the temple.
Like hook, 2. No.
Alberto was out.
And notice what Alberto does. Rolls right over onto his stomach, gets his shoulders off the mat. That tells me there's a lot of fight left in Alberto.
And it tells me he's a complete veteran and knows his way around the squared circle.
Even when he's been kicked in the side of the head like that, just on instinct alone, he could only be semi-conscious there, was able to do that.
Now, Stu, the bloody nose, that's going to affect Alberto's breathing, and Rey is very quick, and he wants to quicken the pace here. Hang on, cover.
Of course, and Alberto being the bigger man in this matchup, of course, the cardio could be an issue.
As you can see.
And let's not forget, as we've mentioned several times, the winner of this match has another match later this evening, so collateral damage could come into play later on tonight.
El Patron is signaling he's going to go for that arm breaker. Trying for it here. And he's
a nice counter there by Rey. Rolled through, used his hips and the weight, and that's what Lucha Libre is all about.
Hang on a second, Mysterio has Alberto El Patron in position.
No!
Tilton World backbreaker from El Patron.
Lucha Libre move. And now, here we go.
Maybe lining him up again. El Patron looking for that kick to the side
kick to the jaw. Listen to that impact.
Mysterio's out. Mysterio's out.
No, just a 2 count there.
Of course, we've spoken about it before. The biggest little man in the business, Rey Mysterio, with that resilience, that fighting ability, never say die attitude.
It looks like it's the left nostril of Alberto El Patron that is starting to wear the wounds of war. Alberto's going to start breathing out of his mouth, and that's going to be trouble. Ray senses the urgency. Tilt-a-whirl DDT. Alberto back up onto his feet. Ray takes care of that.
Again, he's trying to get him in position.
Booyaka, booyaka! 619!
Hits it! He hits it! Mysterio will go up top! Rey Mysterio! The splash! The cover! And Rey Mysterio into the second round!
What a matchup. What a classic.
Incredible stuff from Rey Mysterio and Alberto El Patron, two of the best in the game.
A hard-fought battle, and I'm sure the war between these two is far from over. But tonight, Rey Mysterio is the better man.
Rey Mysterio is now just one win away.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match and advancing in the Pro Wrestling World Cup, Rey Mysterio!
Mysterio now just one win away from the opportunity to represent Mexico in the finals of the Pro Wrestling World Cup this August. Mysterio advances to the second round, but what a first round contest against Alberto El Patron.